Xin chào, what's up everybody? We're on Wind Way. I'm going to answer some questions today. Some people have asked me if I'm quitting YouTube. Yeah, to answer that one real quick, no, I'm not. We're still putting out 2 videos a day. We're going to keep it going. But we're moving a lot of like interesting videos to Patreon. And yeah, so like pretty much that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about this, the future of the channel, stuff like this. So let's get right into it. You know, I did not clickbait you. People have been asking me this because we have made a decision to move a lot of content to Patreon. So we're going to be producing a lot of additional stuff. You know, we're not going to quite be doing 2 videos a day on YouTube. Some days it'll be 1, and that other video that would have been on YouTube will then be on Patreon. So there's going to be like 3 to 4 or 5 videos uniquely made that would be YouTube quality put on Patreon. So like for example, the motorbike experience, which we talked about in the motorbike video, will be only available to patrons from now on. So we're also going to have different tiered content on Patreon. Look, to be honest with you, you know, YouTube is not being cool with the way that they're paying out right now. There was a glitch. I go into great detail about this on Patreon. If you actually want to find out, you can sign up for that and join it. You know, life is a business, so all I'm doing is creating other revenues of other streams of revenue. You know, I can't rely on YouTube consistently anymore. Well, over just the past 3 months. So like, you know, when these situations arise, you have to pivot. And like I said, if you want to hear about this stuff and where I actually talk in depth about it, it's all available on the Patreon. Okay. Like I said, it's all available on the good old Patreon. You know, I get into detail and I explain what's really going on there. You know, as far as the channel goes, we all know I have another project, and I'm doing that full time throughout the day. And then I'm doing YouTube at night. So I'm like literally for real working like 60 hours a week now. Like I'm going full steam and still providing fire content in my opinion. I'm still coming up with topics that are pretty good. I'm still coming up with content that's pretty good and fire things to talk about. You know, would I like to be going to other districts during the day and filming different stuff? Yeah, but like right now, that's not in the situation that I'm in. Like, it's just not feasibly possible. I can come out here and I can film because, hold on. One second, my guys. Okay, gotta always reply to the wife. I can come out here because this is part of my schedule. Like, you know, I'm able to fit this in, do the filming, and still talk about something relevant on here. I think the stuff we've been talking about has been pretty freaking good. Like, you know, I'm always able to come up with something that's pretty good to talk about. Sure, do we revisit ideas? Of course, but like, what YouTuber doesn't? If you watch a food YouTuber, what's he talking about? Food all the time. Like, we're still gonna travel to other countries. I'm gonna have time. My job's gonna allow for me to go a week or 2 at a time to a country. They understand that. They put in, you know, they get that I'm still going to be traveling, but right now we're in the, you know, essential like startup phase. So there's just lots of me having to be there, and I still want to provide good content for you guys. So that's what I'm doing. But then I actually need to, you know, get okay pay for it. And again, I'll talk about the YouTube thing on Patreon. So just sign up for the Patreon if you want to see that. I'm not going to talk about Patreon anymore, but on this video, but that's why I'm pitching it in every video. You know, it's, you know, Patreon, I can talk about whatever I want on there. I can upload whatever I want. I can say whatever I want. I can talk in whatever manner I want. There's not going to be any trolls on there. It just is a way more better platform for me to do my thing. So, I mean, hopefully over time we could kind of transition a lot of stuff to Patreon. I know a lot of you guys don't want to pay for anything, and you absolutely don't have to. You're just awesome for just supporting me in the way it's been. Like just watching the video, dropping a comment, hitting the like button. That is all I could ask for from people. You know, I know not everyone wants to go to a paywall with Patreon, but I put in a lot of work to this stuff, and when I do something, any kind of anything, I put in a lot of effort to it, and I give it my all, you know. I've tried to provide for you what it would be like to be here as an expat that's single, then married, and then what it's like to be in that marriage, what it's like to rent an apartment, like what you need to look out for. Oh, let me go around here. Oh, we got the back shot. What it would be like to do all these things, how to rent an apartment. I give you pretty valuable information, in my opinion, you know, which I have no problem with you not paying. You know, what's going to happen with the YouTube is it'll come back around. They've clearly got some kind of error going on, and I've talked about it on the video on that certain thing, because I said I wouldn't talk about it again. But it's discussed, you know. I am not leaving YouTube. I will always be a full-time YouTuber, even if I have a full-time schedule. I'm going to consistently put out content that's good. I'm still going to consistently travel to other places, still going to go and eat Vietnamese food and review it. I'm going to try to do everything that I possibly can. You know, once my schedule clears up, we're going to start doing, you know, working as a day as a Vietnamese in some kind of job field. Maybe one day I'll be a Grab driver, you know, etc., etc., etc. So I've got lots of ideas for lots of things to do. But, you know, this takes me having an actual camera crew and stuff like this, which is where we're going to start to take the channel at some point, you know. I know, and I want to evolve the channel as well. And the first way that we're going to evolve the channel is we're going to have external microphones, and we're going to have, you know, a camera person. So you get to see more of me. You know, I'm starting to lose weight. I'm starting to look better. So it'll be pretty soon, within a month or two, where I'll be happy with how I look on camera to where I want to be on the camera and it's just not POV. We'll still do occasional POV throwbacks. Like, that is a guarantee gonna happen. Like, Korean girls for sure. Those are not Vietnamese girls. So there'll still be throwback POV stuff, but like, every channel has to change a little bit, and we're going to change a little bit. I'm not going to go into some fully edited crazy intro or anything like that. I'm always going to stay true to pretty much one take, you know, things. I believe in the one take stuff. You know, there's hugely successful one take YouTubers, and what one take means is exactly like what I do. They film a video in one take. They're not really practicing it. You know, they've gotten good at their craft, so they're able to take a 10 to 25 minute video in one take and not have to edit out much at all, because they're self-consciously in their mind editing as they're filming, so they're not putting in stuff that needs to be edited out. Now, like a lot of YouTubers that do what I do and talk on these formats and talk in these longer formats, when they go they edit that out. You'll see it. You'll see the jump frames real quick, but they edit it out perfect enough to where like the average user can really not tell. I'm not going to do that, because that's not how it is. You try picking up a camera and talking about stuff every day for an hour or two a day in all different topics. You go and try it and tell me how easy it is. Like, this isn't me showboating or saying I'm awesome. I am not a top tier YouTuber in any kind of way. I'm not a famous YouTuber. I'm just a guy out here trying my hardest to make it out here in this world and make enough to pay for my rent and to make enough to pay for my bills and to have a decent, sustainable lifestyle. So that's kind of what's going on. I would love to be able to travel to a different country more frequently, but I now have a wife. You know, we have a family. I can't be going somewhere every month for 2 weeks and leaving her, or for a month and being gone for months at a time. And I don't want to, you know. I like my wife and I like hanging out with her. So I'm trying to make this all work as best I can. You know, the channel's always been world travel and give back to those who we can. Just like with the orphanage project that has been just wildly successful. Like, who could have ever thought that we would ever raise that kind of money for the orphans and help out that many kids? We've helped out hundreds of kids now. We bought a whole orphanage a Christmas Day with Christmas presents that they actually asked for. That was the first time in those kids' life that they ever were able to ask for a gift and get that exact gift that they asked for. That's, I think, something pretty special. That was the first time in those kids' lives that they got to go to a water park. It was the first time in those kids' life that they got to go into a McDonald's and have ice cream. We have impacted people's lives forever, and we've helped people that are going to remember this stuff forever. I'm pretty sure some of these kids are going to remember this stuff for a lifetime, especially when they get older. So I mean, that's always going to be the focus of the channel, you know. I just have a lot of shit going on right now, to be honest with you, and I'm just trying to make it all work. And I appreciate everybody that's staying around for this crazy ride, but you know, I'm giving it all I got, my guys. And I'm sorry if you don't like to look at Winway when I'm talking, but 98% of people that do talking videos are sitting on a couch in a room with a microphone in their hand. Would you rather see that? Because that would be even easier for me to do. I could just sit at home and pump out videos on info. That would be super easy to do. So I mean, by anyone that says I film here too much, this still takes an effort to come out here and do this. If I had, you know, access to a bunch of time per day, I would agree with you. I would love to be in other locations, and I'm going to try to bring you guys other locations. You know, I'm doing the best I can with the tool set that I have right now and the availability of time. So everybody that has signed up for the Patreon, well, you guys are freaking awesome. I didn't expect so many people to sign up for it, but you guys are great. I hope you're liking the content. When you do join up for Patreon, you're going to have access to go out on tours. I'm taking my first tour in a couple days here. So like, and you'll be able to get feedback from that guy on the Patreon about the tour. You know, it's going to depend on what you're trying to do and get a pricing for that. But the way to access me now is to sign up for Patreon. I will reply to you in the DMs on there. If you email me, it's going to take forever. I get so many junk emails and email offers and 2-page emails asking me all kinds of stuff. If you want those questions actually answered, sign up for Patreon. That's how you're going to get access to me. And I don't mean that to be rude or snobby or anything like that. It's just time is money, baby, and I don't have time to go through everybody's DMs and everybody's emails, and I'm not complaining. Like, it's super awesome that you guys want this knowledge from me, but it's just so much simplified if I can just open one app and peel through one thing every day, which is what I've been doing with Patreon, and then life is grand. So, and that'll make you more happy too. Like, I know people get frustrated with me when they email me and they don't hear back from me for like a month because I had too much stuff to read, guys. Like, but if you contact me on Patreon, you're gonna hear back from me in a day, maybe 2 days max. Sometimes you're gonna hear back from me like within an immediate window. Like, you're gonna get my answer to whatever your question is right away. My communication on Patreon is where I'm gonna focus all, like talking to someone, getting things handled like right away is there. So I just wanted to clarify all this stuff. And to any of the haters that are like, he's clearly quitting YouTube, your boy ain't quitting shit. I'm not a quitter. We're gonna continue to hammer down hard on YouTube. Maybe we'll get a good month where we get some great gaining foot track again, like we did a couple months ago, I think 2-3 months ago. So I'm just gonna keep giving it my all. I hope I'm doing a good job for you guys. I know some of you guys want to see different content. I'm gonna do the best I can to bring you that different content. So just give me the feedback, positive feedback, negative feedback, but just don't be a dick. If you say something stupidly dickish in the comment section that's like a backhanded, I'm not just gonna let it sit there. It's pointless. Like, why are we trying to spread negativity? I'm a positive guy. If you ever meet me, you'll see I'm a nice dude. So let's just be positive people. I can take constructive criticism though, so that's all right. All right, guys, as ever, I thank you for watching. You guys are awesome. I'm gonna keep doing my thing. We're gonna try to keep putting out content that's good, relatable, and that you'll like. So stay frosty. See you on the next one. Thank you for watching. Peace out.